Hi there, my name is Lola Agnes Falcon. I like to be called Laugh. I would like to connect with you today to work out strategies for sustainable growth in your business. You can visit connectwithlaugh.com to actually know more, but we are going to be diving straight into the topic for today. Let's talk about the Blue Ocean strategy. So, as you can see on the screen, clearly written Blue Ocean strategy with a picture of a clear blue ocean. So let's go on. What is Blue Ocean strategy? I put on my screen. This is not particularly a definition, but it's just to get us thinking and to get us ideas of what this is about. Some creative thinkers argue that tomorrow's leading company will succeed not by battling competitors, but rather by creating blue oceans of uncontested market space ripe for growth. Okay, let's go on. What can we refer blue ocean to, or what does blue ocean refer to? In business, blue ocean refers to what? A market for a product, service where there is no competition or very little competition, or a business where very few operate and where there is no pricing pressure. So you can see the man on the cliff is almost like he's alone, is operating in that world and is dominating that world. So this it's an example of what we are referring to when we talk about the blue ocean, where there is no competition. You are dominating, you are leading in that particular environment. Let's move on. You can also refer to your blue ocean as, finding a marketplace that is untapped. That means that particular area has not been discovered yet. There are maybe nobody or not many people are operating in that sector. And it can also mean, because there are different dimensions to this, it can also mean making your competitor irrelevant, meaning that, okay, this is an existing market, this is something that has been seen or has been discovered, but you're trying to do this, or you're doing this in a different way. You're making competitor irrelevant. That means you're doing it in an outstanding way. So no matter how much the competitor wants to, compete with you or wants to struggle or strive to be like you, they may never get to that point because you're always ahead. You're always innovating. You're always doing things ahead of competition. Let's move on. Okay, let's talk at this point about red ocean. We've been talking blue ocean, but let's talk about red ocean now. So for red ocean, we are referring to what? Majority of industries that are existing today are actually, in the red ocean. You can see the picture that I have on my screen, the picture of sharks, sharks in an ocean. It's highly competitive in that kind of an ocean. They will eat themselves, they'll struggle to dominate, they would, take that risk of being consumed, striving very hard, and all of that. And in that kind of place, there is no differentiation. There is no difference. Everybody is almost the same. When people go to such markets, they see almost the same thing or very similar things, and they cannot differentiate. And they are just like, okay, let me take what I feel it's okay or it's good for me, but not necessarily because they feel it's different or it supersedes the other. So let's move on. So how can we move from this red ocean to the blue ocean? At least we have an idea of what red and blue ocean means in strategy. So I want to use a very simple formula, which is called the ME formula. Okay, let's go on. So the first ME formula I'm going to talk about is Me Too. It's not too different from what we've been talking about. So this is a situation where you're same as competition. That's like the typical red ocean, where there is no differentiation, no uniqueness. Nothing differentiates you from what others are doing. You are doing almost exactly the same thing as what others are doing. You are offering the same products, the same service in a highly competitive space, in an environment where everybody is struggling to exist. That's what you can see with a sample of the picture. That's why I'm using some illustrations like picture to show what this means. These people are struggling for survival. They are struggling to exist. Let's go on. So the second one in the me formula, it's the me better. This is just a little above the competition. That you're just a little above competition. So you can see the hand on the cliff, and it's just like, oh, I'm trying to climb, I'm trying to be on top. I want to be ahead. So this is just trying to rise beyond industry standards. So you're making all the efforts, and also in the me better, because this is like this next stage you want to get to after your me too. You can try to eliminate what industries have taken for granted. It could even be that, oh, you're trying to differentiate yourself in a way that, okay, maybe for instance, somebody that uses maybe things like or that gets waste product and converts it into very useful probably fertilizers or any other thing that will be very useful, maybe for feeding or for any other thing. So those are things that they've taken for granted. They have not even taken cognizance. They even find it difficult to even get rid of those things. And you're now using it in a very useful way. So that could also be a way of being better, but not necessarily that you're staying on top, because other people too can be striving to do similar things that you're doing. But how are you doing it differently? That's what takes you to another stage. So creating what industries have not been able to offer. That is a very unique one, because you're trying to like, okay, what can I do to make things, to create an offer or value to people that generally the industry has not been able to create or offer. So reducing below the industry is not particularly like below industry standards. I beg to correct that a bit. Reducing, it could be that, oh, maybe it's about pricing. It's about offering something that, at the end of the day, the pricing or the prices that you're going to be offering will be much better or lower than what the industry is offering, and that could even make you stand out. It could make a good differentiation for you. So let's move. Yes, this is the one I'm heading towards, or this is where I'm really going. Me only, me only, me only. The blue ocean. So when we say this, remember the blue ocean. So that is like spotting an opportunity and doing what with that opportunity, taking advantage of it, doing something about it, running with it, or offering very huge value, offering the kind of value that other people are not offering, to your consumers, and innovating around it. It's not just offering this value because competition is still there. They are striving, they are struggling to move on, to get to where you are. So, but you're offering value and you're innovating around it. So you're making a difference. So another thing is focusing on the needs and wants of the consumers. Many people don't focus on this. They focus on, I just want to do business. I just want to offer them this. What do they want? What do they need? What is it that they are looking out for? So that is where you actually make that difference. So another thing is, okay, you're trying to be highly differentiated, as in you're trying to differentiate yourself completely from the entire market space or marketplace. You're different. You're making things. You're coming up with very unique things, very creative, very innovative around things. Then, as we've always been saying, making competitors or competition irrelevant. How do you make them irrelevant? I just put an example, Uber. The taxi business has been forever, but it is not the way taxis have been running that Uber came up with. They came up with an innovation. They came up with so many things that consumers want. Security, they came out with convenience, they came out with, being, comfortable. They came up with so many things. Even pricing was relatively not too luxurious, but it was reasonable enough. So these are the things that we need to look at in the blue ocean and consider ourselves to be in that position. Thank you so much for listening. It's been nice being with you. Thank you. Bye.